But a dog is man's best friend, and a brand new charity has proven just how incredible the bond between a canine and a human can really be.
Opening the doors of its first dog training centre this Friday, Bravehound trains puppies to become companions for members of the armed forces who are either physically or mentally injured by war.
Well, one former soldier who's been the first to find a match is Paul Wilkie, and he joins us now alongside former American Special Forces soldier Jason Morgan, whose life has also been changed by a similar charity in America. And of course both have brought their canine companions as well. So let's start with Paul, and we've got Irma in front of you, Paul. Former British soldier, served in the Falklands, in Bosnia and Iraq, and you started to have flashbacks, but much later.
Combat stress said the average age of a soldier is 40-year-old, and it's usually 14 years after a traumatic experience. Mine was bang on the money. I was 40 years old.
Wow.
It was 18 years after. I was 6 months out of the army when it hit me. So,
and the impact on your life has been huge. I mean, you describe yourself as a broken soldier.
very much a broken soldier, but I'm on the up. 4 years ago, I was living in a forest.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Were you, I mean, you tried to self-medicate with drugs and alcohol, your marriage broke down, you tried to take your own life, so this was incredibly serious. You went to a real dark place. So to turn that around to where you are now, sat on the sofa with Irma, what happened? How did the charity get involved with you?
Well, it was a Veterans First Point, Karen Hill. She gave me a form to fill in, basically, a Bravehound form. So I thought away the ups and downs of having a dog with PTSD, I thought we'll be able to handle it.
Yeah.
And I filled in the form, and Bravehound contacted me within a couple of days. And here we are now, simple as that.
And so, because money for you was a problem, so it was difficult to have a dog, and you had been on the brink of suicide, and you find that people's approach to you has now changed.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of good friends and colleagues still serving. 3 Engineer Regiment, all my amphibious engineer mates, all my friends in Perth, they all rally around me. I've got a very special friend, a girl called Fiona Lees, who in my darkest time she'll pop in and make sure I'm all right. So Fiona's a rock to me at the moment.
So what has Irma done for you?
Well, I've only had Irma 10 days, and already
wow.
she's made such a difference. I'm walking about with a big smile on my face all the time. When I'm when I'm having flashbacks during the night, instead of waking up really scared, crying and that, I'm getting woken up by her licking my face.
Oh my gosh.
So she's actually waking me up out the flashback.
So this is the very early days.
This is only 10 days.
Yeah.
And I'm smiling, I'm happy, everything's good.
Jason here as well was in Ecuador in 1999 on a counter-narcotics mission fighting a drug terrorist group, ambushed in the armoured vehicle, went over a cliff, and you were flipped over out the vehicle, rolled on and crushed your back.
Right.
And so for you, your first dog was Nepal.
Right, Nepal, yes.
And is Nepal still with us?
No, he's not. No,
Right.
Unfortunately, he passed away.
And so how soon? Because this is all based on the American charity model, isn't it?
Yes.
What's happening here? So how does it work? How did it work over there for you?
Well, the same thing in Paul. It's tragic as it might be. It's not an uncommon story. With our soldiers and the things that we have to go through. And so I was injured back in 1999, and within a year, I spent like 3.5 years in the hospital, my first 7 years, and really just trying to survive. I became a single dad, so I had to take care of 3 very young boys. So I basically just kept going just for my kids' sake, but it was a struggle every day. It was a struggle not being able to walk in, from jumping out of airplanes to a wheelchair, and then, losing my leg as well. But when I found out about Canine Companions for Independence, which is an organization in the U.S., it was amazing how quickly it turned my life around. But it was 9 years after I was injured, and there's no way I'll ever go without being a service dog. I mean, I know firsthand from many years what a service dog does, and I'm here helping with Bravehound.
And also, they can be trained in specialist areas, like we're watching here, the footage of using the washing machine, but the dogs can be trained in specific areas to help you.
They can, so they'll, all the dogs are trained the same, but then they kind of match with a dog that meets your personality, because you're with this dog, 24/7. So, I mean, everything from turning light switches on and off to getting my clothes out of the washing machine. She helps me get dates, which is really nice sometimes.
It helps you get dates.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You bring a dog into a pub or something. Yeah, it does help.
It is
So.
genius.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so this is Rue in front of us here, and we're watching on the VT there as we were chatting the incredible things that she does.
Right.
I mean, she really does. She's an extra pair of hands. She's your leg. She's everything,
Right.
isn't she?
But I think more importantly is that the companionship, and that's what Byron's doing for Paul, is just having someone there. Like I go through severe nerve pain, and my last marks aren't nearly as bad, but I have them. But she knows she's just comforts. Like I call her my battle buddy. She's with me all the time, and the comfort and support that she gives me is just absolutely amazing. And I noticed that the first day I had her, so I trained for 2 weeks to learn all the commands and everything, and so being in a wheelchair, I would go to the grocery store, and people would almost avoid me, like I had leprosy or something. What's this guy in a wheelchair? He's probably going to run over me and doesn't know what he's doing. But they didn't know, not through I guess ignorance, that they didn't know why I was in a wheelchair. They didn't know I was in the military, and they just avoid me. Like I would go to the store with someone, and they would ask the person I was with if they could help them, and never address me. The first time I brought my dog into the store in Nepal, it was a whole nother life. I mean, 180-degree turn. Like people came up to me, they wanted to see my dog and meet my dog, and in return they found out about me and met me, and so it really brought me back into society again, because it's frustrating feeling like I almost gave my life for the freedoms of my country, and then they almost abandoned me, left me aside. It was huge.
Terrible.
So this is now rolling out here in the UK.
How brilliant.
It's Project Bravehound, as we said, launched on Friday at a dog training centre in Glasgow. And can servicemen and women up and down the country apply? How, if someone watched this and thought, oh my God, this could transform my life, what do they do?
Well, I say Bravehound's just started out. It's brand new. I've got their very first pup. It's more like funding that we need at the moment.
Yeah.
It's the funding we need.
Because you're going to need a lot of dogs.
A lot of dogs, a lot of
Yeah, I
training.
mean, and Irma was donated by a girl to Bravehound, and I've had their very first dog, so they've not got any dogs at the minute.
Yeah.
So we don't want thousands of ex-soldiers inundating Bravehound because we've not got the
So first of all, you want the money,
We
then
need
you
the
need
money.
the dogs,
And then you need
can
to roll it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you so
and
much.
for bringing your dogs. They are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
as we always do when we get the opportunity, if we get servicemen and women on our sofa, thank you very much for everything you've done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.
Right, still to come, from postman to politician, Alan Johnson has taken a moment